first things first, your off-season hasn't been an off-season.
No.
Is there a point where this has been concerning for you? Because I'd imagine if I was in your shoes, maybe when I'm sat on one of those long flights, I think to myself, maybe this isn't the best idea.
Yeah, for sure. But, we do what we can. And at the end of the day, it's we're coming off a big, long season. We had 1 week after Nations, and then we put a 4-week stint in, of training, and then 3 weeks on the bike. So, and that's when everyone else was having time off. So, yeah, we've missed just a week in Japan. Take out the Paris travel days, etc. We did a lot of riding in Paris, so that was really good. We got back, we rode for 2 days testing and then the photo shoot day. So we had 3 days and then we've had a week off. So it's not all that bad, end of the world. That's one of the things of one of the many things you have to cope with as an athlete. You have to have trust and faith in your program that you're not falling behind and stuff like that, because we aren't. So it's, none of that's it's all good.
Obviously, based on that, you have some confidence. We just spoke to Jet about that. Obviously, as you know, he is very self-confident. He proclaims he's the same on the stage and away at his own house. Is that actually Jet? Was he lying? Is Jet generally just that guy everywhere he goes?
Well, he's not that guy everywhere he goes. Let's get that cleared up. He's very self-confident everywhere he goes. Even if he is to fall on his face, he's confident, and that's just kind of how he's been his whole life, which is a good thing. Honestly, I don't think it's a bad thing at all. Anything he goes into, he's always kind of walked to the beat of his own drum, and I think it's a good thing.
He thinks that you are just as confident as he is, because when we spoke, I said, is it a Jet thing or a Lawrence family thing? Yeah. And he feels as though you are very similar to him. Do you agree with that? Yeah,
I agree. I mean, I think if I'm not good at something, I'll tell you I'm not good at something. I'm not going to try and bullshit you into thinking, no, I can do it, yada, yada. But no, I'm confident. I get confidence from working hard and putting the time in. That's where I get the strongest confidence from. So, yeah, everything I do that I'm not afraid to fail. I've done enough of that in my life. So you have to fail here and there to get to the ultimate goal.
We've got to play that game then. What was the last thing you struggled with or failed with? Even if it wasn't in racing, what was the last thing that didn't quite work out for you?
Let's see. I struggled at Charlotte. Struggled there. Even the SMXs were tough. The tracks were, in my opinion, not as separating as, let's say, some races we'd had earlier in the season. You saw the racing was a lot closer. The tracks were less technical, difficult, etc. But still, you have to find a way to get to things. So that was tough. That was a challenge. As far as failing, I mean, I wouldn't say failing, but you could say the SMX, a crash, come in with the red plate, obviously mine to lose, and didn't work out. But that's life. You cop it on the chin, 500k, missed opportunity, but that's life. They come and go, and we had a lot more stuff to achieve. So,
thinking about it, you said on stage that getting on the 450 was like releasing shackles from you. Mm-hmm. So when you were nearing the end of your 250 career, like in SMX, were you maybe mentally not struggling to stay focused, but was your mind already racing ahead to this new opportunity where you knew that potentially it would even suit you better?
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. It was tough in SMX to not stay motivated, but you hold the Supercross and the Motocross. We never raced SMX before, so you hold Supercross and Motocross. That's your prestige championships. And when you work so damn hard for something for so long, and this is the goal, and it's I do everything to accomplish it, And then once you finally accomplish it, and you do all your bucket lists, you finally climb Mount Everest, right? And nothing feels different. And you don't have time to celebrate it. You don't have time to dwell on it. Nothing actually feels different or anything's physically changed. You're still the same. It's just you're kind of this, not depression state, but kind of a weird empty feeling. And then you're just into the next thing, training again. And it's kind of it's so weird to explain, how it felt. I can't even put it into words. SMX just felt so empty and kind of not pointless to me, but it was just added on races. It was kind of
Yeah, like mentally,
weird, you know.
mentally, you knew what the task was, and when you complete that, I think it's the same with anything in life.
Yeah.
You complete a task, and mentally, your body just
Like it
relaxes.
was switched off. You know, you're so used to the past years, your body has a muscle memory, and it's real. You know, like after the season, the first thing you want to do is decompress and just shut off for at least a week or two. You know, which wasn't the case. In a week and a bit, we were racing again. You know, so it's kind of like, and then that point, you're just kind of like, oh, okay, I'm just going to keep racing and keep racing. So it was really weird and tough for Jet also as well. You know, and it was kind of like, just okay, we're just racing to race at that point because, you know, none of us could say, oh, we want the SMX title, that's what we've been working for. No, we've been working decades for a supercross and a motocross championship to be a champion like that, you know. So I think it was somewhat easier for the guys that hadn't had success in the regular normal season because they're like, all right, one more chance. So it was, I think that series was even tougher for us mentally to go in and turn it on again than the regular season.
Yeah, so the reason there wasn't that lull between supercross and motocross is because muscle memory, and also the goal has always been supercross and motocross.
Sure. It's been the normal for so long. So it's kind of like, it's weird how that effect has, like that deal has an effect on your body and just your mindset and stuff, you know, it's crazy.
Last thing, you mentioned in Paris that you're excited for you and Jet to elevate the 450 program similar to how you did in 250s.
Yeah.
How valuable do you think it is having two teammates who are really a team? And why is it, do you think, that works so differently to having two teammates who maybe have individual priorities?
Yeah, very, very, very important. I mean, it's no secret. It worked great on 250s. We dominated. The Lawrence brothers were on, at least one of them were on the podium every round.
Yeah, I think it was like 2 years straight.
Yeah, like 2 years straight, there was a Lawrence brother on the box, you know, like it's history, you know. And the team knows that, how well we work with them and how efficient we are, how much ground we cover developing a bike. So it's awesome, you know, working closer with production, all that stuff, KMO in Japan. It's going to be awesome. Like, honestly, it's freaking cool. So, yeah, it's good. I'm really looking forward to it. Like I said earlier, it just can stretch my legs on that bike, you know. So it's no doubt it's going to give me some tough nights and tough days ahead, but that's expected, you know. It's a 450, it's the premier class, you know. Everyone has those days, so just yeah, we'll keep on going.